Hello there, welcome everybody. It's Diorama Don here, and as you can see, I've made a road bridge. Just a very easy, simple and quick method of making a diorama of some kind. I've got a couple of cars here, but you could easily put a military vehicle to show off as part of your diorama. So this video is how I went about making it, entirely from polystyrene. You could use styrofoam, it's basically the same thing, but this is polystyrene, and that's all. No other. I've not used any other material other than polystyrene. So let's get on with the video. Before then, though, I must remind you to subscribe to the channel, please. Click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, click the thumbs up, and if you so wish, the thanks button, which would pay for my polystyrene. Okay, so let's get on with the video then, and I will show you how I went about making it. So we need to start off with a bridge. I'm using 3/4 inch wide polystyrene, or 20 millimeters. You could use styrofoam, which is a completely different material altogether, far more denser, but I prefer, for some reason, to use polystyrene. It's cheaper and just as good. So I've made mine 8 inches wide, which is just over 20 centimeters long, and 2.5 inches high, which is 6.5 centimeters, 65 millimeters. And then mark out the shape of your bridge under there. I put 2 lines there because they will be the lines of the things that hold them up, the keystones, the stones that hold the bridge up. So they will go that way, and then stones go in that way as well. But to cut that out, to cut that shape, you could use a sharp knife, but using a sharp knife on a curve like this on polystyrene or even styrofoam is not easy to do. So I've cut out the same shape with cardboard, and then put one either side like that, making sure they're exactly the same either side. Is that right? And then holding them very tightly, and then with a styrofoam cutter, just follow the I'm trying to concentrate and talk. Just put the styrofoam cutter on the cardboard either side, so it's following the cardboard, and it will cut it far more accurately. Oh God, done it. So that's going to be a more accurate we need 2 of them anyway. It's going to be a more accurate shape of your bridge, I think, anyway. Okay, so now we've got the 2 sides of the bridge, and I'll mark out the stones on either side on both pieces, just with a very sharp knife and ruler, just to mark out the stones that the bridge is made from, and we'll go from there. So we've got our 2 sides of the bridge and all the stonework cut out. Just mark out, when in this case, 1/2 inch or 12 millimeters all the way down like that, because it's 2.5 inches tall, and it works out quite nicely. Then just lay a ruler just below the line that you've marked, and then cut a 45-degree angle with your knife, with your very sharp knife, being very careful. Just cut a 45-degree angle that way, turn it round, 45-degree angle that way, and that will cut out your line across there, and then just do the same thing for each individual stone. Quite straightforward, easy to do. And then I've cut out the support stones around the arch. Okay, so we've got those all done. Now we need a base for the diorama and a road. So this is the road, and obviously we can't go all the way with another piece underneath. We need room for the river. So these will go either side like that. So we've got a road. I would suggest you don't do this outside on a windy day. Okay, then we've got a column on either side of the bridge like that. So they will go like that. And then I'll put a capping stone on top of those columns. And then with just scraps of polystyrene on all four corners like that, just stuck at random. Then when they're dry, then I can sculpt a river bank from those. Just take away until we've got a decent looking river bank leading down to the river. Okay, that's what I will do. As it's all polystyrene by the looks of it, no cardboard involved, I've got to stick all this together, and I'm sure there are proprietary brands of polystyrene glue of all kinds, but I don't think there's anything quite so inexpensive as wall filler, which is what I use quite a bit. So just a small tub of wall filler from your DIY shop, only cost a few pence or a few cents, and that will stick polystyrene. Just put a bead across there and then press it down, and after a while it will stick it. Okay, so I'll put it all together and sculpt my four corners and come back, see what it looks like then. Okay, so I've got the shape that I want. I've got my bridge and my four pillars either side. I just put well, not a square, but a piece of 2mm cardboard on the top with the edges rounded off to represent the capping stones. That's the word I was trying to search for. So we've got the bridge, capping stones, the road, the river underneath, and you remember those blocks of 3/4 polystyrene that are stuck on the corners, just teased away with a sharp barbecue stick, and it will give you any shape you like, really. You can just keep teasing away and get the shape of an embankment either side of the bridge. Okay, so now that we've got the shape completed, we need to paint it, but of course we can't paint onto polystyrene. That's not going to look very good. So with this stuff, they call it wall putty, but it's actually wall filler. So any cheap brand of filler that you find in a DIY store, you don't need the expensive brand, just any old cheap wall filler will do. Add a bit of water to it and you'll get that kind of consistency, and then all you need to do then is paint the whole area all over with this. Now this is going to take a bit of time so I don't want it to be a 3-hour video, but just to give you the idea. Now some people have said, well, why don't you put some black paint in with the filler so that you can see where you've painted, because it's white on white But I don't want to do that because I want the white to be there underneath when I put my tile grout on the top. I want it to be white underneath. So for somebody like me that's half blind, it's very difficult for me to paint white on white. But you can see, well, maybe you probably can't see, but it needs the whole area to be painted with this wall filler. So we've then got a basis for finishing. Okay, so I'll go away and do that. Come back when I've finished and we'll do the last bit. So my coat of wall filler is now not completely dried, but dry enough now. So now I've mixed some tile grout. Again, from a DIY store, very, very inexpensive. If you go to the tile section, ceramic tile section for walls and floors, they will sell packets of powdered wall grout, all different colours. And I've got a grey colour here. Add water to it, and I've added some PVA glue into it as well, so that it sticks a lot better. Okay, so what you need then is a brush and the grout and some water and a sponge. Then stick it on. It's best to do a fairly small area first so that it doesn't dry. Can you see? So that it doesn't dry too much. It's better if I had a bit more room. Oh, there we go. I'll just do this corner. So we've got the tile grout on, and the reason why I wanted that white filler still underneath was when we get our sponge with water, we can bring out the white underneath. Just keep dabbing away. And slowly but surely the white will come through from underneath. Come on. A bit more water. Takes a little bit of time. But that's what model making is, time. You need a lot of it. Okay, I know it's a bit wet at the moment still, but that's the kind of effect that you need to try. I've done the other side, so you can see, and this isn't dry either yet, but once that dries off, that will give the impression of a stone bridge with a stone effect to the side of the river, embankment, a stony embankment, that's the word. Okay, so that's what we're trying to achieve all over. Okay, and we're just starting to get that right there. So I'll do the, well, I'll finish it off now. I'll do the whole thing with this grey grout, and then when it's dry, just add a little bit of grass or whatever, and I'll come back and we'll see what the finished object looks like. Okay, finished everything off now. I carried on with my grey grout throughout, and then dabbed off with my damp sponge. I made the road a little bit darker. I just added some black grout to my grey, just to make that a bit darker, and then used a lighter grout for the water. I don't know what colour water is, really. I'm not a great painter of water, but I think you get the idea. It's going under a bridge, so I think you can safely assume it's water. Okay, so anyway, the project is all complete now. Very easy to do. All I've used is polystyrene, nothing else. Okay, the caps on the pillars are cardboard, but that's all. The rest is just polystyrene, which you can find lying around in any kind of packaging, or maybe just buy a sheet, which is very inexpensive from a craft shop. So, thank you very much. Oh, just to finish off, I thought I might as well put my the right way around. There we go. That that just finishes the scene nicely. You could put your military make the road a little bit wider and put a military vehicle in there. It would make a very good military diorama. But I thought I'd use my old 50s cars. So thank you very much for watching this video. As usual, please subscribe to the channel. Click the like button. All helps with the algorithm, whatever one of those is. Click the notification bell, most importantly. And if you're interested in making stuff, modeling as a hobby, and you want ideas for your models, then you can do no better than clicking the notification bell, and you will be notified when new videos come along. In the meantime, I'll see you in the next video. Yep, that's all I have to say. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, as always, I wish everybody happy modelling.